So let's take a look at the day ahead. Joining us now, NBC News Justice reporter Ryan Riley. He is outside the courthouse in Washington, which is just a matter of blocks away from the United States Capitol that was attacked on January the 6th, 2021. Ryan, good morning. So we know former President Trump is waking up in Bedminster, New Jersey this morning. He'll fly down to Reagan National later this afternoon. What do you expect to see at the courthouse today around 4 o'clock?
A lot of secrecy. I think they're going to bring him in through the garage and bring him up through the elevators. The courtroom that they've chosen here is in the annex of the building behind me. It's the newer facility. It was built around 2005. And what it actually allows them to do potentially is bring Donald Trump in. And it's the same way they brought a lot of grand jurors in. They brought them in through the garage, bring them up through the back elevators, and then potentially bring them right into the courtroom. From what we understand, there will be about 11 seats available to the media, but that's going to be on a lottery system. So despite all of our producers' hard work overnight standing in line here, we're not guaranteed necessarily to get a spot inside the courthouse, but there's going to be lots of overflow and there's going to be a media room. So we're definitely going to be at least looking at this on a closed circuit television, being able to see what's happening inside the courtroom. It probably should be a very short hearing. I expect, going forward in this case, we're probably going to see some change of venue motions. Those have all failed in January 6 cases before, and the Justice Department has a lot of evidence to point to that D.C. jurors are able to handle these cases appropriately despite the Democratic leanings of D.C. and both the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers case. There were acquittals on certain charges, not for the defendants overall, but for several counts. There were acquittals on both of those cases. And there's been other acquittals in January 6 cases altogether. So they have some evidence that the voir dire process can work here, that jurors can swear their oath, can take the evidence on its face, and despite, maybe not being particularly fond of Donald Trump, can look at the facts and decide them fairly. When Chuck was sort of talking about the First Amendment grounds, it struck me that potentially one thing that you would expect if that's going to be the defense of Trump here is that they would be calling for the charges against Hunter Biden in that gun case to be dropped, because then Hunter Biden has a First Amendment right to lie about being a drug addict on a gun form. So that's just, I think that Chuck is completely right. That is not something that is going to have much merit in this courtroom behind me, and especially, given the judges who know a lot of the facts about these cases. Just yesterday, we saw another defendant who was charged, who was actually a Cardinals mascot who ran around the stadium in St. Louis painted in red, and he was just arrested yesterday. This was someone who a lot of conspiracy theorists believe was an undercover officer, but nope, the sleuths identified him, and lo and behold, he was arrested yesterday. So these January 6 cases are continuing to churn, and now Donald Trump is just one more Florida man charged in connection with January 6th.
The Redbird? Was that
an unofficial mascot?
Oh, unofficial. Okay, yeah. Good. That was very disturbing to learn just a minute ago. Yeah. So, Ryan, let me ask you about security there. Obviously, a coordinated effort between the D.C. Metro Police, the Capitol Hill Police, and federal agencies, Secret Service involved as well, with the former president being there. There was some anticipation around the arraignment here in New York City and Lower Manhattan. New York City police said, don't try that here. It's not going to work. And by and large, most people stayed away. What are they expecting there in terms of a crowd?
Yesterday we did see somewhat of a crowd, as well as the day before. Not massive, handleable, but I think, these bike racks are going to keep people away from the building, hopefully. When I saw them, when I was here last night, seeing them bring them out, it just sort of was like, bike racks, very on theme for January 6th. That's what was the first thing breached down at Peace Circle, just a couple of blocks over here to my left during that initial breach, and that was not something that stood up. But, Donald Trump hasn't summoned anyone to come here. I certainly expect a lot of supporters to show up, but it's not this mass event, and it was done on a pretty quick time frame, so it wasn't as though you could get necessarily a ton of people to show up, because this is only basically 48 hours from when we learned about the charges on Tuesday. So we should see some supporters here, perhaps harassing reporters out here on the street, and perhaps trying to get their moment on camera. But obviously DC is now in a posture where they can react to this pretty quickly and have a decent security situation set up here.
Well, let's hope it's a peaceful day. President of the United States, the former president of the United States, will be arraigned today, 4 o'clock Eastern time in that courthouse behind you. NBC News Justice reporter Ryan Riley. Ryan, thanks so much.